Hi there, this is Navida Dolopo. I'm a board certified and licensed acupuncturist here in beautiful Laguna Hills, Orange County. The name of my website is elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com. And today we're going to talk about something very fun. We're going to be talking about what arouses women. Now, before I do so, I just want to make a special announcement. I just completed my doctoral program for the Doctor of Acupuncture and Chinese Medicine with Pacific College of Health and Science. I earned my master's degree in 1998. They didn't have the doctoral program then. And then when they started having it in the 2000s, I started having kids. I had my kids at 30, 36, and 43. And to date, I am a specialist when it comes to helping people graduate from pain. And I also specialize in helping couples with the most challenging fertility cases. So thank you so much. I'm going to soon be Dr. Navida Dolopo. So thank you all for having shown tremendous support for my practice of Chinese medicine since 1999. Again, the name of my website is elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com. If you go to elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com / let's see, in the fertility section, you're going to see one particular area that's called fertility newsletters and videos. And in that area, I've done at least 7 libido videos. And I've also done some other videos on scents that arouse men. One of them that is scientifically based, peer-reviewed, is on PubMed, and I'll put it on the YouTube link so you can find it. Today we're going to talk about women. So many people have been asking me, Anna, you're talking so much about what entices men, what arouses men, what increases blood flow to the penile area. For men, they've been getting a lot of information. But what about women? What arouses women? So I did some basic research. You can find these. I just want to make a formal video. This is based on just whatever I find on, online, on Google. I'm just kind of condensing some of the key things that I'm finding. When I do a study on, do some research on if there's anything on PubMed, I'll explain that. But this video is more of a fun video. But I will have to say that some of these are very truthful. And I wouldn't poo-poo it just because, it's just something online. Like I said, this is my 24th year in practice. A lot of my patients, 60 to 70+% of my patients every day are women. And there's a lot of self-care that women do here. And I ask them, what turns you on? And it's very much in line with some of the stuff I found online. And I'm currently in the process of just interviewing people very casually, text, email, personally, what exactly turns men on and what exactly turns women on. And a few years ago, I interviewed at least 100 men. I'm in the process of interviewing maybe at least 1,000 men and 1,000 women on specific questions. That's going to be, when I release that, I think it's going to be really fun. Every time I talk to people about it, they're like, those are great questions. So let's talk about what entices women. So I will say, have you ever met, maybe the guy's not that attractive, but he's just with the hottest girls. This is what, my husband Drew and I, this is our 20th year being married, and we will just say, God, that guy just, I'll say, how did he get her? Or he'll say that to me, and we will say, he has game. He knows how to spit game. And sometimes it's that simple. Very confident guy. Women love that. Women love a confident man. When I ask a woman, how did you meet your husband? These days, for a while, it was online. Now it's, I'm seeing a lot more. Yeah, we met at this party. So men, really work on your confidence game. That really, really matters. I know some of you are laughing right now, like, oh my gosh, did you really say spit game? Yeah, I did. Because when a guy knows how to approach a woman, it shows, one, he knows how to open his mouth. He has the confidence to talk with her. And there are women here who are so beautiful, so strong, so, gorgeous. And they're having a hard time meet men. And I tell them sometimes when a woman is that gorgeous, a woman can exude this that they're confident, and if a man is not at least that confident, he's not going to approach them. So guys, if you really want to date a nice, beautiful woman and maybe make her yours, work on your confidence level. There's one article I found on, let's see, WebMD, and I'll read a little excerpt. For many women, I'm going to put on my glasses. For many women, turn-ons aren't about traditional romantic gestures like getting roses or canoodling during candlelit dinners. Simple, everyday rituals like pitching in with the dishes or having coffee together at sunrise can be downright sexy. Listen up, fellas, you don't even need to spring for a card. She adds, and I'm quoting, this is directly from webmd.com/men/guide/what-turns-women-on. I'll be putting these links in the YouTube channel under the video. She adds, caring gestures make women feel really good. Guys don't realize how important they are for women when it comes to getting turned on in the bedroom. To connect physically, they really need that emotional and mental connection. And so I'm going to see if I missed anything. Surprising turn-ons for women. This is on WebMD. And this is couples therapists that they refer to. Loving gestures. I'm just going to see what... Unloading groceries. Lori Bizocco, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, a writer and stay-at-home mom in Brooklyn, New York, says her husband not only helps out with the dishes, but also with the household chores and taking care of their 2-year-old daughter. But what she appreciates the most is that when she comes home from the store, he will always come out to the car to help her unload bags because he knows she's got a bad back. So, and then there's also sharing a cup of joe, giving her a break, showering her with sweets, saying, I'm sorry. Ugh! I'll fast forward here. Barrett Brogard, a philosophy and psychology professor at the University of Missouri, St. Louis, is single, or as some people would probably say, Missouri. But what she loved most about her partner in a previous relationship was that he was quick to say, I am sorry, when he was clearly at fault. A simple apology, when deserved, expresses a deep kind of respect for the other person. She says, once you are with someone who is emotionally fair and considerate, I no longer care about dishes or who does what. And for me, it's a definite turn on. Being yourself, how small turn-ons add up. So I'm just kind of paraphrasing the article, and you could read the rest. And I'm just going to go through that part really fast because this is so important. I get a lot of my information from Dr. John Gray. I do recommend his books. My favorite is Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus. Actually, my absolute favorite is Venus on Fire, Mars on Ice. I've been studying that book since 2009, and I will have to say that book has made my marriage more blissful than not. I've been married since 2002. When I started really studying that book in 2009, it has changed my marriage tremendously. I'm a lot more patient. I'm a lot more understanding. And not that I haven't had any issues or my husband hasn't had issues with me, but I will say that the information in that book from Dr. John Gray, and just look him up on YouTube, you will get a tremendous amount of information. When women see men doing something, it's a total turn on. I asked women all day today, and I saw 26 women today, and I interviewed quite a few of them. What turns you on? Like, if a dude just shows up naked, he can be the hottest guy, and that's probably not going to turn all women on. But when we hear things like, oh, he's a great dad, he helps with the groceries. I'll tell you what turns women off is when a man's not responsible, when he can't get his, bills together, when he doesn't help out when asked to. I watched and I love Sinbad, the comedian, and he talked about wanting to have sex with his wife, and he said, "Come on, I changed the light bulb," and that's true. When a woman sees a guy do something, it's a total turn on. It's just women love seeing a guy do things. And before I started studying this information from Dr. John Gray, my husband used to say to me, you just like it when I'm doing things. And so when I read it in his book and I listened to some of his seminars, I said, oh my gosh, that's absolutely correct. Look up Dr. John Gray oxytocin, Dr. John Gray testosterone. You will learn a ton of information. So that's a little synopsis from what I learned from WebMD. Health, let's go to menshealth.com. There are two overreaching components to turning your partner on. The first is to start outside of the bedroom. When you give yourself an entire day to turn your partner on, as opposed to 15 minutes with your clothes off, you have a much better chance that your partner will be in the mood and will also orgasm. Thus, throughout the day, help your partner feel loved, desired, and sexy, and she'll be reared up and ready to go with the moment you two set foot in the bedroom. The second thing is to focus on intimacy and emotional connection. Sex isn't all about the physical aspects, especially when you're in a long-term committed relationship with your partner. Feeling connected, loved, and desired all impact if she's turned on and if your partner will want to have sex with you. So I will say yes, combined with a woman seeing that, oh, my husband's helping with the dishes. Oh, he's doing all these things to help me out. Conversely, if a guy says, I'm going to help with the dishes, but he doesn't, or she asks him to do something and he doesn't, that starts lowering her oxytocin. I'll let Dr. John Gray explain all that. I explain it here, but I'll let him do all that fancy talking about neuroscience on his videos. Women can get turned off much faster than a man getting turned off. If a man's not, for example, last Monday I really needed my husband to help me. I won't go into the details, but he was, and I don't ever call him to not hang out with his friends after jiu-jitsu and help me. That's his time. That's his boy time. I don't want anything to do with it. That's his time. Well, it was a situation where I really needed his help, and he wouldn't help me. And I was upset because that was a time I really needed him. And like I said, I don't bother him when it's, especially when it's, boys' night. And so because he was also being a little rude, that turned me off. That upset me. So that little wrench, like, I really needed you right now, that is no longer a turn on. That lowers the oxytocin, that increases stress level. And, at that moment, I wasn't feeling nurtured. I wasn't feeling listened to. And so that's what Men's Health is talking about there, where it starts before you get into the bedroom. Whereas I'll read in a different article where if a guy just sees his partner or really sexy woman, probably in lingerie or naked, that's probably going to turn him on much more than if a woman just sees a naked man. It's the connection beforehand. I know this is so much more complicated, so much more complex than when I did the other videos about, smell donuts, and that increases the, I'll discuss that later, just to do more on the video on the topic of scents that increases blood flow to the penile area. It's like it doesn't take much to help a man get aroused, but for a woman, oh my gosh, it's so much work. You actually have to work at it. Again, the Venus on Fire, Mars on Ice really does help. So let's go to that site, 16 random ways to turn her on and get her in the mood for sex. So much working. I'll let you go to menshealth.com/A195405118/12-random-ways-2-turn-her-on. So why are they putting this information on Men's Health? And why are they putting this information on WebMD? Well, obviously there may be people who really want to know. They explain some scientific information on what increases blood flow to the pelvic area. I'll let you read that. I'm just going to read a synopsis. Hold hands, gaze into each other's eyes, hug, give a massage, send flirty texts throughout the day. Water is a good thing. All right, so water creates a relaxing effect that may clam any libido killing jitters. Seek thrills, break out a cucumber in the kitchen. Let me see. Hirsch, okay, certain scents trigger sexual arousal, but which scents do the trick can differ for men and women, according to the research conducted by Dr. Alan R. Hirsch, director of the Smell and Taste Treatment and Research Foundation in Chicago, Illinois. What aromas turn women on? Hirsch found that cucumber and licorice lead to increased vaginal blood flow. Who would have known? And then number 9, feed her fantasies. 10, dim the lights. 11, get sweaty. Let's see. Researchers at the University of Texas at Austin found that physical activity is able to prime a person's body for sexual activity. It makes the body more sensitive to touch by revving up a network of neurons known as the sympathetic nervous system, which controls arousal. Go for a run, take a bike ride, hit the gym. Activity outside can lead to activity in the bedroom. Just ask power couple C.J. Kogel, a fitness model, trainer, and inventor, and Bree Breaker, a former Broadway dancer and Aiken's Army trainer. Number 12, pick up a mop. Let's see. What does this say? According to the Journal of Family Issues, couples that clean together report more relationship satisfaction. The study's author, Adam Gallivan, PhD, says that women can equate your level of interest in helping out around the house with your level of interest in them. That's pretty much in line with what we were sharing earlier. Like, wow, you're helping me. That's increasing the blood flow to my vaginal area. Think of that. Number 13, schedule a sex fast. I'll let you read that. Let's see. Well, let's read that. They say that absence makes the heart grow fonder. By that same token, abstinence can make the sex grow stronger. Experts say that taking a short-term break from all forms of sex, including masturbation, can help both you and your partner rediscover the thrill of the chase. Now, keep in mind that I specialize in fertility, and if you go to, let's see, Elements in Harmony, acupuncture.com, go to the fertility section, and you'll see I did 2 videos on sperm and sperm motility. I'm going to be doing another one soon on morphology. So this video I did, it was based on babyhopes.com/blogs/fertility/abstaining. And if you're not trying to get pregnant, don't worry about it. But this is the thing that I want you to understand. This is cited 3 different studies. All 3 of them are on PubMed. But it clearly shows that, let's see, having sex 2 to 3 days throughout the cycle ensures sperm will be waiting to fertilize the egg. So if you're trying to get pregnant, if you're working on getting pregnant, you do not only ovulate, or you do not only have sex during ovulation. You got to have sex every 2 to 3 days. I'll let you read the article there. Go to, you can find it at elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com/sperm. So let's see. Number 14, back to men's health. Get some sleep. 15, watch a romantic movie. 16, draft a wish list. Oh, so much work to turn a woman on. Let's see. So, let's see. mindbodygreen.com/articles/what-turns-women-on-science. All right, let's see what this has to say. Women often adopt an erotic self-focus instead of a relational one during sexual activities with a partner. The researchers explain this has led to the suggestion that female desire may be partly narcissistic in nature, and that affirmation as an object of desire may be an important pathway to it for women. In other words, I'm reading directly from the article. In other words, women tend to be a little self-focused when it comes to sex. They want to be desired and to affirm their own sense of self-worth. Past research has shown women feeling good about themselves and their bodies is an important ingredient for sexual functioning and sexual satisfaction. The researchers note self-validation may be actually an important factor here, but external confirmation can be an effective way to stake those feelings of confidence. In other words, the more you tell her you're beautiful, you're pretty, you're sexy, all that, she wants to hear that affirmation. One point of evidence of how important feeling attractive is to female desire. Women's fantasies. The researchers note tend to involve things like having sex with strangers, being exposed, and other things that involved confirming their own sexual value. One 2006 study found straight women get particularly turned on when they hear their partner has been fantasizing about them. In other words, when a woman stops being attracted to her partner over the course of a long relationship, it's not so much that she's feeling too close to the person. It may be that she's feeling lacking the feelings of closeness, as well as the novelty and appreciation that tend to spark desire. I will say that when I was doing heavy research on Dr. John Gray's work regarding what attracts women, what did he share? That women love to feel appreciated. We just love to, the more you share your appreciation to a woman, that actually increases her oxytocin. When you increase oxytocin, you increase libido. So we have this little joke. I will tell my husband, if you put those boxers into the laundry basket, that will increase my oxytocin. Boxers go into the laundry basket because I make it very simple for women who are coming here and they're working on becoming mommies. I tell them, I gave you about 20 to 15 minutes of information to help turn you on and help you become a mommy. These are especially for women wanting to get pregnant naturally. I tell them, don't share all this information with your husband. Just basically tell your husband, when my oxytocin is higher and I'm feeling nurtured, I'm hornier. That's it. The more I feel nurtured, the more I feel appreciated, the higher my oxytocin, the lower my stresses, and the hornier I am. Just keep it very simple. Don't get all twisted and, overcomplicated. I'm making this is already a 21-minute video. You probably got the point already. And very soon I'm going to be doing more information on what increases blood flow to the penile area. But here is, we're going to really break down what turns women on. So this particular article, I just cited it earlier, and I'm going to put all these links below the video. What sparks sexual desire in women? So there's a study, Journal of Sex and Marital Therapy, 3 specific factors that make women more likely to have sexual desire for a partner. Intimacy, celebrated otherness, and object of desire affirmation. So I read some of those already. There's a lot of studies here. While men tend to approach sex as a way to experience intimacy, women consider desire and sex a result of emotional connection. So dudes, with guys, you're much more visual. With women, we got to have that, that emotional connection. And believe it or not, when you're helping with the groceries, when you show like this, oh, you're helping me, it comes down a lot to women feeling helped, women feeling nurtured, women feeling like, oh, this guy's listening to me. That creates emotional connection. Celebrated otherness. A lot of these are on studies. Let's see. A 2010 study by psychologist Dr. Karen Sims and Dr. Marta Mina suggested this distance between two people can trigger sexual desire. The link between separateness and construct of desire is evident in theoretical views that describe desire as a wish for something one does not have or for something that currently is unattainable. In this line of thinking, separateness is beneficial to sexual desire. Desire can be sharpened by withdrawal or abstinence and be stimulated by fantasy, hope, and promise. So that's very much in line with what we were talking about, I think, in the men's health. So I'll let you read that mindbodygreen.com article. Object of desire affirmation. Women often adopt an erotic self-focus. So we talked about that in the men's health one. For women, a combination of all 3 may be important. Let me see. So this is very much I'm just, going through it quickly. Why does desire decrease after a while in long-term relationships? You can read about that. Looking to turn up the heat with or as a woman. These findings suggest the secret lies in creating more emotional closeness. playing with the idea of mystery and discovery, and most importantly, making her feel valued and sexy. So obviously that's very much in line with what we were just reading in the Men's Health article. There's another article that you might want to read that mindbodygreen.com linked to, which is /article/body-image-taught-sex-education. This really talks about when a woman doesn't have, several studies have found negative body image is often associated with increased participating in risky sexual behaviors among girls and women. So I'll let you read that. There's a 2002 study that surveyed 522 black teen girls, suggests part of the problem is the sexual beliefs and attitudes that tend to come with having a negative view of one's own body. These girls tended to deal with a nagging fear of being abandoned while asking their partners about using condoms, and they also worried about things like not having a lot of options for sexual partners and not having a lot of control in their relationships. So I know that kind of went, that took a little left turn, but that tells you about, with women, we have this close connection with our body image. There's less. I've been seeing men since, treating men since 1999. I've been massaging professionally since 1996. And I have found, hands down, that women, we have more issues with body image than men do. And so is there a connection between body image and our sexual behavior? And this article and articles like this tend to, and I'm sure there are a lot of studies. And now, it's piquing my interest. I'm going to do some research and how many studies that are actually on PubMed and other, credible scientific websites that show a woman's self-image and sexual behavior. So I want to get back on the train of when women feel very connected emotionally and she feels supported, her oxytocin increases, she's a lot hornier. You do the work before you get into the bedroom. So when you're in the bedroom, it's like, oh, you already did the work all day. I know it's a lot more exhausting. Whereas men, you guys can be at work. And then I actually have an assignment for women to greet their husbands at the door in lingerie and heels, or at the door, which is heels, naked. And what's the guy going to do? Oh, I don't feel like doing it. No. That usually increases, it's not usually going to work the other way. If a woman comes home, she's tired, and then she sees her husband naked, she probably, if she's not interested, she's probably just going to roll her eyeballs and be like, I'm not in the mood. Totally different way of how we approach sex, men and women, right? Let's see. We talked about Men's Health, WebMD, and let's go to one more article. Lovepinky.com/men-attracting-and-dating-women/what-turns-a-girl-on. I'm reading these so that you can probably read along with me if you want. Again, these are going to be under the video. Girls are turned on more by what they feel emotionally than you just stripping down and getting naked. There you go. This is usually where most guys have issues, simply because they don't understand the difference between what gets women hot and in the mood. Men are simple. Take a beautiful face, a sexy body, a warm smile, and she's already halfway towards being a man's dream girl. With women, it's difficult. You can be the most dashing gentleman on this side of the globe, but if there's no spark, then it's a no-go. So let's see if there's anything else that I'm missing there. You can read the article yourself. The truth is that what everyone is working is... The truth is that everyone is different. What works for one won't work for another. But let's see. Despite that, there are some pretty common factors that help to keep a girl connected. You see, being turned on doesn't necessarily mean sexually. She may be turned on to what you have to say. It can be that you turn her on mentally and make her want to know more. It's a whole package, and that's something that men don't seem to understand. If you want to impress a girl and turn on her interest in you, whether it's your first conversation or the 10th, there are a few things you should know and follow. And they talk about why men and women differ in the bedroom. Let's see. While men are more stimulated by visuals, women tend to be more sensitive to touch and emotions. Girls are turned on more by what they feel emotionally. So we talked about that. So let's see. What turns girls on more than anything else? So here's musky, manly scent, number 1. 2, a smile that blinds. 3, suit up. So they talk about wearing a nice suit. A sexy accent. Let's see. A bookworm. Some women prefer men who read books instead of reading devices, while some are not as choosy. I will say I read from books. And so what are some books on my table? Well, I refer to this book often, but that's because I'm a Chinese medical practitioner, soon to be Dr. Anna Navida Dolopo. And The Magic of Believing and The Power of Positive Thinking are on. I have Audible, but when I see someone actually reading, a man or a woman, I'm typically impressed. Doesn't take much. But if I see an actual man reading, that is amazing. And by the way, if you made it all the way in this video this far, which I appreciate, it's already half an hour in. I have a friend, Sam is the wife, Mike is the husband. They have an amazing, beautiful, cute, pretty large size bookstore, old-fashioned bookstore in Old Tustin. Go visit. It's also a cafe. Buy your books there. If you need to, go on Amazon, but if you can just hold off and go directly to a bookstore, and I'm not talking about Barnes & Noble. If I have to, I'll go to Barnes & Noble. If I have to, I'll go to Amazon. But for the most part, I just say, hey, can you order this book for me? I go there. There's a cute kids area. My kids love it. They have couches. It's you gotta go. So there's a little plug for Arvida. I love it so much. I put it on my website, elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com/Arvida, ARVIDA -book-store. And then you'll see Arvida book company is located in Tustin. Beautiful video, arvidabooksco.com. I get nothing for sharing this. Just wanted to let you know there's a great bookstore in Old Tustin here. And it's like a 10-minute walk from our jiu-jitsu school at Total MMA in Tustin. So also in Old Tustin. So a bookworm. And number 6 is passion. Men with fires burning their belly are men with a hunger for something worthwhile. And we don't mean for drinking whiskey. So I'll let you read that. Let me see. There's nothing sexier. If you are passionate about small things, women will visualize you as being passionate about the big things. There's nothing sexier than a man who volunteers at a soup kitchen or one who coaches neighborhood kids on weekends on how to pitch a ball. You see what I'm talking about? We're talking about women seeing men doing something. It goes back to what I shared earlier. When a woman sees, oh my goodness, look at what he's doing. He actually knows how to do things with his hands. Turn on for women. And again, if a woman sees a man not doing something, that's usually a turn off. Number 7, talent. Yes, when women see a talented man, let me see, like women like birds are turned on when they see their man showing off their dancing skills or belting out a song. You may not be the quarterback or the basketball star, but if you can play an awesome riff on an electric guitar or strike the drums, then women are sure to line up to meet you. I will have to say that's true. My husband's pretty great at the drums. A sense of humor. There's nothing that transforms an otherwise plain man into the man of her dreams than a few laugh out loud moments. It can be something you did, a joke you shared, or a funny story that warms a woman's heart. If you've got her cheeks flushed with laughter and her eyes shining with mirth, you are halfway to her heart and in her pants. I married a guy who in his family is known as Uncle Jokes. That's him. He makes me laugh. The guy I was with before for 3.5 years, amazing guy, really good to me, but no one makes me laugh like my husband. He's hilarious. Is it Ali Wong? The comedian. She talks about how women will sleep with a male comedian. And the dudes that go for a female comedian, they're kind of creepy. So, girls love a funny guy. And so the guys in jiu-jitsu call him Uncle Sexy. And I have been writing on my own some stand-up. And when I get a chance, I'm just going to take a little liquid courage and talk about what it's like to be married to Uncle Sexy, Uncle Jokes. He's hilarious. And it's just, I can't write half the stuff that happens to us when we're in public. It's hilarious. And so I would have to agree with this. When a woman is with a man who just makes her laugh so hard, that can be part of the spitting game. Just when a man has a confidence, it's kind of hard to beat that. I personally think that comedy, when a person is funny, their wit, it's a sign of high intelligence. That's my personal opinion. Compliments. So number 9 is compliments. Number 10 is a genuine conversation. Number 11, being listened to. Oh, I cannot tell you guys how many times women are here because they're so irritated. Thus, their oxytocin's low, their stress is high, they're frustrated, they're impatient, they're irritable, especially during that time of the month or right before their period. They're feeling PMSy and they don't feel listened to. They don't feel nurtured. So I really have those moments, but I did last Monday because I really needed my husband this particular time for something that was very important to me. And he didn't come through. So when a guy doesn't, when the plans fall through and a guy's not there, that can be a total turnoff. Conversely, if a man is there listening, that really turns on women. Women love to feel listened to. Number 12, working out together. Yeah, I will say that matters. Thursdays are date nights with my husband. Last Thursday we did jiu-jitsu. We work out at Lifetime. My husband's dealing with a particular health issue right now, so we're working out a lot together. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good to work out with my husband. He's been training jiu-jitsu since 2006. Me, 2012. We're a jiu-jitsu family. Our kids train. And so sometimes people will say to us, wow, marriage goals. I did not meet my husband in jiu-jitsu school. I had trained a little bit when I was in my 20s. I never thought I would do it again because it's intense work. He started training in 2006. I didn't join until 2012. And I didn't join the gym because of him. I joined because of a women's team that was very strong at the time. So we still have a lot of women. We just don't have like a women's team. So, I went there on my own accord. So it's not like, I was already working out there and I met this guy. It wasn't like that at all. In fact, I strongly recommend to not sleep with anyone at the gym. That's just my opinion. Just, you don't want to, there's a saying. You just don't do it. Just don't do it. 13, playing with her hair. If you want something physical yet unassumingly innocent, touch her hair. Brush a stray strand behind her ear or even pretend you're removing some stuff off her tresses. You know that scene in movies where a guy always touches her hair in a romantic setting? It's because it's a non-sexual turn-on that makes her feel appreciated. I didn't know that. Number 14, chivalry. Yes. Just because you want to sleep with her doesn't mean you can't show her chivalry and respect. Number 15, gentle, innocent touches. Number 16, a witty mind. This talks about carrying a conversation is attractive to women. Number 17, a little mystery. Wow, lovepinky.com has a really great, long, well-timed surprises. So surprises, women do love surprises. Number 19, a home-cooked meal. Women want to sleep with someone who doesn't just want her purely for her body, but can also take care of her emotionally and mentally. Again, that's being brought up. Number 20, eye contact. If you want her to make her feel loved, acknowledged, and seen, look into her eyes. Number 21, whisper in her ear. Number 22, a little dirty talk when the time is right. That's a key thing. When the time is right. 23, triangle gazes. I never heard of this one. Many pickup artists swear by this method they call the triangle gaze. Gaze for 3 seconds into her left eye, another 3 into her right eye, and then look at her lips. Subtly repeat this to make her think you want to kiss her. Let me see. You're basically teasing her with a simple method, which will leave her wanting more. I had never heard that. And there's a link to fractionation, seduction, and how men seduce women with emotions. So you can go to that article. Sensual massage, warm hugs, a mind-blowing kiss, a partner who knows their erogenous zones. So neck, throat, collarbone, shoulders, ears. Women have 7 erogenous zones in total. Make sure you know the spots that are guaranteed to turn her on in some way. And then there's a different article to lead to. Physical signs of female arousal. 20 ways to recognize a girl who's horny in seconds. I'll let you read that on your own. Taking your sweet time. Well, this talks about slowly undressing her and kissing her as you do so. Anticipation enough will make her explode. Be honest with your feelings. That's number 29. Number 30, your confidence. Not cockiness, but confidence. Don't be nervous or reveal your awkwardness, but when you're around a girl and she'll love your company. Confidence is huge turn on for any girl. So we talked about that earlier. Number 31, a guy who can pursue her and make her feel special. Number 32, a man who's in control of his life. Do you have a well-settled job and a balanced life? Women like being in the arms of a man who's in control of his life and his finances. Number 33, I love this one, the alpha male. That's important. If you want the best in a group of girls, you have to be the best guy around too, don't you think? All girls are drawn to an alpha male. A man she feels safe with. I feel safe with my husband. I feel safe. I tend to hang out with guys that make me feel safe. I'm not looking for guys that make me feel safe, but I tend to not hang out with guys who don't make me feel safe. I use my own common sense, but I will have to say this is very, very important. You might want to consider, especially in the state of the world we're in, that you have for yourself, men, and obviously I'm talking about heterosexual couples. A woman loves to be around a man who, can take care of her. If there's a mugger, if there's a shooting, if there's someone who has evil intentions, you got to know how to come through. The women I hang out with, they're fighters, so typically I'm around women who know how to protect, themselves, myself included. That's something that it's just, I am the kind of person, I am a product of the people I hang out with. But it would feel weird if I knew how to protect myself, but my husband didn't. So I strongly, women do love to feel that she's with a man who is maybe stronger than her. He has more personal protection skill sets. Being able to pay your way. Not many girls would accept this, but let's face it, a bit of money can make a huge difference in the way you can pamper a girl. Number 36, self-respect. Wow, there's a lot of information on Love Pinky. Surprise, PDAs, public display of affections. Doing your share of the chores. We can't tell you this point enough. If you do the housework or even a little bit of housework, your woman will be extremely turned on. We have to work our asses off to make the place look acceptable. And if you do that for us, we'll be ready to go. Bonus points. If you know she's had a rough day and you do all of her chores for her and cook dinner, not only is the idea very sweet and a turn on, but getting to watch you do this is also a huge turn on. If you want to know what turns women on, never forget this one. So read 20 things you can do to get your woman in the mood. Obviously, this is very important information because this is a long list and there are so many links to other articles. Carefully planned date nights. I will have to say, this is us ladies plan an awful lot of things. We really do if you take all of that away from us just so we get to relax and not worry about anything for a change, we'll get turned on. So when you plan the whole date night, we love it. So my birthday's in December. My anniversary's in October. My husband loves to hang out on Valentine's. I don't care Valentine's at home, but we haven't had a Valentine's at home for a long time. I don't want to plan it at all. Valentine's, our anniversary, my birthday. I just want my husband to just plan it. I don't want to put any thought into it. And so I'm very grateful that this article or this topic is put there. When you can plan it and it falls, it totally is a great night that's a total turn on for women, because it shows that you had the wherewithal to decide where to go. I mean, this is what I mean. If my husband says, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I'm not planning. I don't care. You know, obviously I don't want to go to McDonald's, but make it nice. And so he comes through with it. And that is a turn on. So definitely read this, lovepinky.com, and you'll see the link below. Showing her off. Showing her off. That's really important. Giving her alone time. Oh, I think that's very important, so that we can decompress, relax, and even pamper ourselves. A guy who can trust her. Patience. The ability to be goofy, remembering the small things, looking good naked. Work out and look good naked. It's the easiest way to arouse any girl and turn her on. A guy who knows how to use his tongue. I'll let you read that on your own. Selflessness in bed. Don't finish yourself off first. If you feel like you can't hold on, warn her a few minutes ahead so she can climax with you. A guy who knows what he is doing. That's important. Sex is an art that needs constant exploring. No one ever knows enough, and what works for one person may not work for someone else. Be aware of what girls like in bed and the unique things you can do to please them. Number 50, a man who can dominate her when she wants him to. I'll let you read that. I think that goes along in line with knowing that a man can help her. I mean, can protect her. It's just that I think it comes down to the caveman era. You know, a woman feeling like she's with the best guy in the pack. Being with a guy who is in control of his life. And if necessary, he can protect her. I think that's what it falls in line with that. So I'll repeat that. Number 50 is a man who can dominate her when she wants him to. Innovation in bed. Number 52, a guy who's desired by other girls but only has eyes for her. I think that's important. Let's see. To be a great guy who can turn on any woman no matter where he is, in bed or on the streets, just follow these tips on what turns a girl on, and you'll definitely leave an impression on her and make her desire you in no time. All right. So it's already a 47-minute video. I'm just going to go to Sense. These are very long links. I'll put them below the video. aanos.org. I'll read this really fast. Effects of odors on penile blood flow. Each of the 30 odors produced an increase in penile blood flow. The combined odor of lavender and pumpkin pie had the greatest effect, increasing median penile blood flow by 40%. Second in effectiveness was a combination of black licorice and donut, which increased the median penile blood flow by 31.5%. The combined odors of pumpkin pie and donut was third, with a 20% increase. Least stimulating was cranberry, which increased penile blood flow by 2%. None of the odors reduced penile blood flow. So that's a study. And it is, let's see, it is American Academy of Neurological and Orthopedic Surgeons. I did do a video on detailing this in a different video. If you go to elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com and you go to fertility and you go to smells that arouse men, fertility. This was my second video, smells that arouse men and natural fertility. You can watch that. So elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com/arouse-men. So what turns men on? Psychology today. So let's see, feeling desired is what men want. Unexpected sexual opportunities, emotional connection, top turnoffs. Illness, rejection, and strained emotional connection with their mates. You see how this is so much more simple for men? This is not going to take long at all. Let me see. On fragranceex.com, pumpkin, lavender, vanilla, cinnamon, peppermint, ginger. So pumpkin pie, lavender, vanilla, strawberry, jasmine, ginger, black licorice. Going back, when combined with smell of donuts, that jumped to 32%. There was another study I found that it showed donuts and something else increased to 41%. And I cannot find that study, but I did a video on it, and I had cited it in that other video. Cinnamon donuts. Let's see. Let's read this because this is for you. Let me see. 49 minutes. This is for DJ Alpha. In the study of human male sexual response to olfactory stimuli, the scent of donuts were found to enhance the arousing effects of other smells in the body. The smell of donuts on its own increased blood flow to the groin by only 7%, but the scent of donuts mixed with black licorice increased blood flow by 31%. Mixed with lavender, the donut smell increased blood flow by 18%, and mixed with cola, it increased 12%. So, DJ Alpha, I cannot find where it says 41%, but hey, 31% is still huge. And I'm talking about DJ Alpha because he has this amazing show on Twitch every morning, Monday through Friday. I think on Saturdays too, but these days I tend to be in the morning show. And the theme is donuts. That's why I'm putting a lot more emphasis on donuts. Let me see. Pink grapefruit, orange, sandalwood, lily of the valley, rose, peppermint. He talks about pheromones, so you can go to that website. Let's see. Wicked-good.co. Pumpkin pie and lavender, jasmine, black licorice, vanilla bean, banana nut bread, citrus. So you can go on that website. Cosmopolitan, Cosmo's got, obviously this is a very popular topic. Dr. Alan Hirsch, founder of the Smell and Taste Treatment and Research Foundation of Chicago, clues us in on what dudes like to get a whiff of. So we did read from him earlier. I think that was on, let me see, lavender and pumpkin pie. A lot of these are being reiterated. Oranges, vanilla, black licorice, popcorn. Pop some popcorn and you'll steal the attention away from the screen. That's what turns men on. Donuts. Go nuts for donuts because, girl, he loves the smell of this amazingly scrumptious treat. That's number 6 out of 11. Peppermint candy. Cheese pizza. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. This Friday, order a whole pie if you want him to lock down a night of romance. That's hilarious. Cinnamon buns. Having these baking in the oven and see what happens when he gets home. Wink, wink. Green apples. That's interesting. I haven't heard that. Chocolate. So that one is in Cosmo. Let's see. Donuts. Go donuts for donuts. Go nuts for donuts because, girl, he loves to smell the amazingly scrumptious treat. I quoted that from there. yourtango.com. So again, this is reiterating 20 cents. You can read that. I'm going to reiterate what this information is being replicated. This donut and black licorice, this sweet combination increased arousal in more than 30% of men studied by the Smell and Taste Treatment Research Foundation. That said, I find the inclusion of black licorice deeply problematic. Yeah, I would say so. So there's a bunch of vanilla, donut and black licorice, pumpkin pie, orange, popcorn, chocolate, lily of the valley, bergamot, wild yam, rose oil, sandalwood, lavender, cinnamon, jasmine, clary sage, patchouli, lang lang, musk, spicy, peppermint. And just one more, theperfumeexpert.com. This research included that scents of lavender, licorice and donuts, pumpkin pie, cinnamon, the smell of cinnamon in the pumpkin pie, orange and even popcorn led to increased arousal in men. This makes sense as these scents probably remind men of happy memories, positive emotions, and an overlying feeling of comfort. That was published April 8, 2019. So this is almost an hour video. I think the most important takeaway is that men understand that women love men doing things. And there is information on what turns men on, but men are a lot more simple. So why am I doing this? One, I think it's a fun topic. People have been wanting me to drop it. The information is just right there. I'll do actual only studies, not just on these other fun websites, but I'll see if there's any from more credible. But I think, WebMD and some of those other websites were pretty, they were quoting from actual doctors, PhDs. I am sharing this because, first and foremost, I have a bunch of fertility clients, and some of you are wanting to get pregnant naturally. And I have you guys doing date nights. That has to be every week. Thursday is my date night every week. So a happy marriage just doesn't happen. You can't just say, well, we're going to do date night this, first Friday of every month. You're not going to be connected. And you want to surprise your husband as often as possible. And so now that you know about the scents, you can't say, oh, I didn't know. Now you know. Men, if you didn't know that cleaning up actually increases women's interest in you, well, now you know. Now you can't say I didn't know. Now you know. So if you're interested in there are people who come in here just to increase libido. They're not trying to get pregnant. They just want to increase libido. They have their kids. They don't want me to get them pregnant. They just want to increase their libido. Your libido, to me, is a strong report card of your overall health. So if you have weak libido, do some acupuncture, take some herbs. There are other things you can do also. Obviously, I'm a practitioner of Chinese medicine, so this is my go-to. You want to have a strong libido. All right? So I hope that was fun for you. Thank you for sticking it out. I thought it was going to be a 20-minute video, but it was a lot more information than I expected. I think this is pretty comprehensive. We'll see if I find any that are just on some studies. All right, like not just fun websites, more like maybe government-sponsored scientific websites. All right, take care. The name of my website is elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and thanks for watching. Take care.